Hi air travel lovers, this is Ken, currently in Paris, France, and a warm welcome back to Marco Polo Club Fire. Today we'll be relishing the air travel experience with British Airways on their Airbus A321 in Club Europe from Paris to London. And I will now be checking out from the hotel. See you later at the airport. Badly spoiled by Asian Airlines, I was just shocked to learn that BA's regional business class uses literally the same seats as its economy class. This was so shocking to me that I felt compelled to take a flight in it to see what that's like. Come and let's find out. British Airways, same as most oneworld airlines, uses Terminal 2B at CDG. There was a short wait before I was able to check in as the counters only opened 2.5 hours prior to each flight's departure time. For a flight like today's, carrying around 200 passengers, only 2 check-in counters were open, with 1 reserved for Club Europe passengers. This means that even with access to priority check-in, a wait could be expected. British Airways, despite operating an average of 7 flights a day between London and Paris, does not have its own lounge here. Instead, passengers are directed to the contracted Extreme Lounge, which was a bit hard for me and another passenger I was chatting with to find due to unclear signage. If you've watched my videos before, you know I rarely find contracted lounges appealing, but this one was an exception. The lounge is well lit if somewhat clinical, but it does have elements that give it a European style, such as the wall molding and paneling, and the interior archways. Also, despite hosting guests from multiple airlines, the lounge wasn't crowded and seating was plentiful. The seating hall actually reminds me of Malaysia Airlines' regional lounge in Kuala Lumpur. The buffet offering was fine, with a variety of hot and cold dishes. And of course, being in France, home to the best wineries, we cannot skip the alcohol station, especially the champagne therein. And since I didn't have breakfast this morning, I was quite hungry and made off with quite a lot of food from my continental champagne brunch. Very interestingly, the passport control is located after the lounge and most of the restaurants. Not a very thoughtful design in my opinion. If you find out about a flight delay only after having passed through immigration, you are stuck at the boarding gates with little to do or eat. The walk to gate B21 took a good 5 minutes as it was located at the very end of the terminal. Welcoming me at the gate was at first a plaisir alert. Expected on-time message, I mean. But it changed right the next second to vola retarde. Okay, flight delay. Oh well. And finally, here comes the A321 jet arriving in from Heathrow. Boarding was conducted not too long after and in groups. This was my first flight after obtaining my oneworld Emerald status, and I was happy to be able to board in Group 1 for my very first time.
Okay, Mr. Wong, thank you.
A very warm welcome on board. If I may have your attention for a moment, please. On our flight today, we have a customer travelling with us who has a severe nut allergy.
Welcome to Club Europe. While the seats here in business class are identical to those in economy, the middle seats are blocked by a side table for extra personal space and legroom. And speaking frankly, one of my greatest dislikes of flying in economy is having to sit in very close proximity to a stranger. By blocking the middle seat, this situation is avoided, and so yes, it is a legitimate upgrade over economy. And what was even better today was that the aisle seat in my row was empty for this flight, which meant I had all 3 seats to myself. A promising start to this 1-hour journey. And with tempered expectations, let's see what's in store for our taste buds in the British Airways in-flight refreshment experience.
I loved your book. Thank you. Lovely to see you so much. Take it. I'll be right over with some drinks for you, okay? There we go. Measure that one first. There you go. Enjoy.
I was pleasantly surprised by its afternoon tea set. Okay, it's of course not served on fine china or presented with a 3-tier kickstand. But hey, it truly wasn't bad. The sole complaint may be that the tray kept sliding down the table like this. But that was easily forgiven with the complimentary mini bottle of champagne. The aircraft had already begun its descent into London Heathrow International Airport before I finished the tea set, so you know how short the flight was. It was probably prior prejudice on my part, but this flight has left me with a very positive impression of intra-European flight service. The British Airways cabin crew was friendly, and the afternoon tea set was delightful. The lounge in CDG was also better than many third-party lounges I have seen in Asia. So to sum things up, this flight was a cool 1-hour experience that perhaps I would not go out of my way to deliberately fly again, but it was more than enjoyable, and I am very glad I have had the opportunity to do so this holiday season.
A very warm welcome to London Heathrow's Terminal 5. The local time here is 5 minutes past 4 in the afternoon.
Here we go! Lovely to meet you. Nice to see you again. Take care.
Thank you for relishing the air travel experience with me today. May I invite you to join me in savoring our next journey.